Welcome to Shonen Flop Chibi, First Impressions mini episode where we talk about the first chapter of the series we'll be covering in depth next week with our guest, King Salamander. I'm Jordan, and with me as usual is my lovely co-host David. Say hi, David.
Hi, David. In the middle of the street. Hi, David. Jordan's like, that might actually be the first time that gimmick actually worked as intended.
No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did to me.
What series are we covering this week?
We're covering Psych House.
That's nice. Psych! It's not.
I don't think we've ever had a series that we had more ideas for cover art. I also just realized, fuck, why didn't we do Mob Psycho 100? Oh well, too late. We already sent the request in.
Whatever.
But yeah, Jordan, can you tell us about Psych House?
This is Loud House. Psych, it's Psych House. I'm gonna do that a lot.
Psych, it's Corey in the Psych House.
Corey in the Psych House. No, it's Psych House by Kobayashi Omusuke.
Psych, that's the wrong house. Oh, okay.
Yeah, ran from May 13, 2024 to September 9th, 2024. Relatively recent cancellation here. Only went 17 chapters, 2 volumes. So, David, we got a U19 club member right here. Oh, yeah. Sucks to suck.
Gotta love a U19.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, let's get into the fucking plot summary for this first chapter. Katone is a smart schoolgirl who nonetheless seems to be a bit of a slacker, David. She has a magic trick, though, where she could seemingly make objects disappear, reappear in other places.
Now, if this was JoJo or Rocky, would have like a 3-page diagram of how this trick can actually be done.
Yeah, like, she has to be careful or she'll make it appear in somebody's chest, like Nightcrawler. But anyway, one of the things she does is make her friend's phone magically teleport from her hand to her pocket. While sitting in class, a bucket moves along the floor, only for a kid to appear underneath it and wear it as a hat. His name is Suya, and he's a new student who's late for his first day. Can't do that. You can't do that. Suya is investigating paranormal activity, and one of Katone's friends says, hey, there have been that series of mysterious thefts occurring at, local convenience store where objects seem to just teleport, kind of like what Katone did, but I'm not making the connection. Katone goes to said convenience store after school where, David, she's unable to buy a rice ball because she's broke.
Fucking millennial, or actually Zoomer energy. They can't have shit in this economy.
It's true. She bumps into Suya before running away from him. Katone then goes to see her coma mom, who's in a coma before walking around with her stomach growling. Hungry, Katone makes a rice ball teleport to her hand from the store, and Suya sees it happen. He says that she has magic powers called psychs, like him, and invites her to join him at his house. Popcorn David.
Suya says that she won't be able to get away with it for long anyway because the government is catching on to this kind of thing, and Katone runs away anyway.
The government is catching on. They're tracking the psychic powers, David. They're turning the freaking psychs gay.
She reflects that since her coma mom fell into her coma, she's been unable to afford food because her dad put her in debt and her coma mom can't work due to being in a coma. More like those goddamn lazy millennials.
I know, seriously.
Suya shows up and the chase resumes now that we know her backstory. Katone throws things like grass and a cat at him to stop him from chasing her, but in her hungry, tired state, she accidentally throws a car at him, and he grows giant to catch it. Tale as old as time.
Oh, song as old as rhymes, some might even say.
Suya convinces her to join him at his psych house, but first they go to the convenience store owner. She apologizes, but upon learning that she's unable to afford food, he gives her a big bag of rice balls, because he's actually a decent guy. Then Suya takes her to the dang psych house. That's the end of chapter 1. See you next week for the exciting conclusion of Psych House.
Psych House!
So Jordan, what were your first impressions, my man?
The art seems very consistent. Sometimes it looks like shit, and then other times it looks pretty.
I also think that the main character looks a lot like her female friend, and I was really confused in some of the panels because they look exactly the same from behind.
Yeah, there's that one character that they say is fat who isn't fat. They're like, oh, you're cute because you're fat. It's like, that sounds
there was some questionable things about that where they were like, aren't you going to eat? And she's like, no, I'm on a diet. And I'm like, I guess they're making fun of eating disorders in this manga.
Well, I feel like that was more her trying to...
I know, it's not like she has an ED. She can't afford food.
She can't afford food, but
the joke was it was an eating disorder joke.
Yeah, that's fair. I would agree with that, yeah. It's because they're like, well, you don't need to lose weight. Well, wow.
It was solid execution, though, on that joke. Just, it was a bit of a yikes.
Yeah, if you think about it a bit too much. But it's also like, I mean, that is how teen girls talk. So it's like,
Teen Girl Squad.
yeah, Teen Girl Squad, you know, decomposing pumpkins. Check out that song, everybody. This is Halloween. All this is
I
coming.
prefer my pumpkins smashing.
Yeah,
Just like
Doom and the band.
yeah, but yeah, I think the art is fine.
Sometimes, usually it's
yeah,
fine.
there's nothing to write home about this.
Usually it's pretty good, and then sometimes it goes off model.
Yeah, and the thing is, it doesn't really have an art style that screams gag manga, but neither is the presentation. So I don't know what this is supposed to be tone-wise.
This is kind of it's a bold choice to
No, he has a bucket, not a bowl.
oh my fucking god, it's a bold choice to not have a conflict in chapter 1.
Yeah, like nothing fucking happens. Like, I don't know what could possibly happen in chapter 2 that they couldn't have merged that into this chapter.
Yeah, like there's no bad guy, there's no danger. The biggest danger is maybe she'll get caught, but she wasn't gonna. The biggest danger is that like soon the government is gonna be onto her.
And if she did get caught, there were no consequences.
Yeah, I guess the way that you probably should structure this first chapter is have the government catch her and then sue you, save her or something.
Yeah.
Because then you're establishing some form of stakes, and there's no stakes that have been established here.
I don't know what the point of the series is. This is a hard one to make guesses for that aren't super generic because they gave you nothing.
I feel like putting your mom in a coma is like really lazy writing.
Yeah.
Just like vague coma.
Yeah, soap opera disease.
Soap opera disease. She's got coma disorder.
Yeah. Actually, this series would have been probably better structured as a 4 coma.
Don't you just hate how like sometimes you just fall into comas?
Yeah. God.
I hear that moms are very susceptible to it. It's a shame.
Do a coma every night called sleeping.
Nice. Anyway, you know.
There's like, I don't fucking know. I just, the teleportation chase was kind of cool. She was just grabbing, she literally did random bullshit go with her teleportation ability, which was funny.
I liked the cat. I liked when she threw the cat at him and he just kind of appeared on his head.
Yeah.
He was like, haha. I thought that was cute. You know, for all I said though about like how you quote unquote should structure this, I did appreciate on some level that they were trying something different, you know? Like there wasn't like big states. That is a bold move, you know? Like there is something there. I don't think the execution was totally successful in this chapter.
I just think that also the presentation, like, it seems to be formatted like a normal shonen series, but it clearly wants to be a gag manga, you know?
I don't know about a gag manga, but it's not a shonen series.
But that's the only way that makes sense for the tone of this, right?
What is the tone of this series? This series does not feel like a gag manga to me. It almost feels closer to like slice of life.
Cute sidekicks doing cute things.
Honestly, though, yeah, like it seems more like it wants to be about like this girl's personal struggles with her own like identity or something, which could be good. It's very out of place in Shonen Jump. Like none of that necessarily means it's bad. I just like judging from the execution of the first chapter, it wasn't really that compelling.
Yeah. I don't know what else to say about this, right?
It's definitely not a gag manga to me. Like it's not, there aren't many jokes.
But there aren't anything else in this, right?
No, I mean, it could morph into a shonen fighting manga, but that's not what it's giving in the first chapter.
Yeah. So I guess the question is, would you read our 10 chapters of this?
No.
No. And before we get into what we think will happen next, if you've been enjoying the show, we'd really appreciate if you subscribe to the Shonen Flop YouTube. We're trying to hit our goal of 1,500 YouTube subs, and if we hit it, we'll do a special bonus episode on the Build King epilogue. If you're already subscribed, thank you so much. I think we're only like 150 subs away, so Jordan, get excited for that.
No!
And I'm also excited, though, to say my guesses. So, Jordan,
Yep.
I think that the main character actually has a really sad backstory. In that smile, he's hiding it because it used to be upside down.
That must have hurt when they flipped it.
Yep, just like his backstory, Pain.
Damn.
I also think they're gonna have like a stereotypical arc where they like meet someone who's a fake psychic, and one of the stupider characters, probably the MC, is like, "Whoa, you should come join the Psych House," and she's like, "He's a con," or it's like some stupid thing, you know?
That makes sense.
And then it turns out someone has a psychic ability that can heal the female main character's mom, but it becomes a big issue is, does she want them to do that? Or alternatively, they never think about using it to heal her mom.
I'm gonna be so mad if that's the case.
One of my original guesses was which psychic abilities would show up, but then it would make the scoring weird.
Yeah.
Because obviously you're going to have like a clairvoyant, you're going to have someone who can probably turn invisible, you're going to have someone with pyrokinesis, you know?
Yeah, it would kind of be like, do you get 25% of that?
It's just weird, yeah. So I was like, all right, I just want to dodge it. But Jordan, what are your guesses?
I think that Katone's dad has psychic powers, and that's where she got hers from. They're mysteriously like, oh, we have debt from our dad or something. I think that her mom is in a coma for magic psychic reasons, and there's an evil government guy who wants to use them for war.
Whoa, man, we were so brave with our guesses.
I know. Well, that's the whole point. That's the point of this. It's like the idea is how predictable is the series going to be?
Yeah. Remember Wizard Soul where her dad like lost a ton of money to the Yakuza and she had to play Magic the Gathering and it never really came up again?
God, that fucking
That series sucked. Anyway.
It was not good, but that ruled.
What's your power word?
Bucket, because David, you can just throw this shit in the bucket.
And mine was spoon as in gag me. Or actually though, because that's what psychics bend.
David, I heard there was no spoon though.
That's true. That's a good movie actually.
Yeah.
But there is people who ask us questions, so I want to say a big thank you to everyone who drops their question in the Shonen Flop Discord. Find a link to it in our show notes or on our site, shonenflop.com. We give priority to those who haven't asked a question before, our patrons, or haven't had a question answered in a long time. Starting with Dude Rocks. I know you guys don't like to get too political, but what's your opinion on changing Best Friends Day to the first dog day? Best Friends Day takes place in June, and as of now, the only dog day takes place in August.
I don't see the point because can't your dog be your best friend?
My dog is my best friend when Rachel isn't in the room.
True.
It's like how I say that Ravioli is the second most important girl to me in my life.
Oh, yeah.
But number one, Goblin.
That's true. I mean, what other competition is there?
Yeah. Next up from Jeanette. I don't know if anyone asked this, but how could you imagine an alternate version of your favorite manga that was canceled after 19 chapters or so? Bonus points if it's Chainsaw Man. I think we did actually answer this before. Maybe I forgot, or maybe it's come up again. So hence, I don't know if someone's asked it. So Jordan, can't pick Chainsaw Man. What's a manga that you actually like and are actively reading? And how would you have ended it within the first like 20 chapters? So if you had to make, let's just say like, if you had to make a 3-chapter ending to Hunter x Hunter,
I was just thinking Hunter x Hunter. What if Hunter x Hunter didn't even remotely subvert any tropes at all? Like Hunter x Hunter starts out kind of generic and then just gets wilder and wilder as the series goes on. Like it just...
You can fly.
Yeah.
I'm imagining, because that's like during the Hunter exam, right? 20 chapters?
I would say like sooner than that, but yeah, like...
Because I imagine like it must be like Ging is one of his like proctors, right?
Huh?
Like Ging would be one of the proctors of the Hunter exam.
Ging?
Gon's dad.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, his dad would just show up. Yeah, I mean, like, make it more generic, basically.
Yeah, and less text.
Less text. Well, there wasn't that much text in the beginning of Hunter x Hunter.
Chimera Ant Art just broke something about him.
Well, no, what happened was his
back.
His health problems got worse and worse, so he had to figure out a way to tell a story without drawing as much. It's sad, actually.
Yeah, that's fair.
Let's see. Kinnikuman, don't do a tournament arc. Just have him continue to be a really shitty superhero.
Yeah, that series was definitely just going to end before the fucking wrestling started.
That was like last ditch effort to save it, and it's like, holy shit, what a good idea.
Yeah. I'm imagining Dragon Ball just ends where Goku finds a track. It was like, oh, he meets someone who has 4 of the Dragon Balls, and he's like, wow, this sure is convenient.
Berserk, remove all the subtext about PTSD.
Yeah. Just One Piece, Luffy's boat just sinks. No, One Piece would absolutely do an adventure continues.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, like, Luffy just finds his crew already together, and it's like, oh, man, you're cool. You want to be our captain? He's like, yeah, I'll be the captain. And Luffy's actually, like, pretty smart and, like, resourceful and intelligent.
Unlike me.
Oh, you know, David. That's okay. I've met dumber.
I can imagine it's like a shock, because Oda designed the entire crew as prototypes, so imagine it's just, like, jumps forward, like, 5 years. You're like, oh, we finally made it to Laugh Tale, and it's just, like, a silhouette of him and his crew.
There's an even longer time skip at the end of Romance Dawn to when he has his full crew. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nami is super nice and only steals to help the children, the orphans.
Yes.
That's why she steals.
Exactly.
Oh, and of course Sanji respects women.
Yes, as one should. But unfortunately, we do have to move on. From Spook, do you have a dream that you remember to this day?
World peace.
I think it was more like a sleepy time dream.
World peace. I dreamed about No, I did.
That's nice.
I don't know. I'll never forget the dream where I woke up on time and took a shower and was like ready to go to school. And then I woke up and discovered that I was actually late for school and hadn't done any of that. And I was very upset.
Oh my. I always remember my classic dream where I had a dream that Rachel left me and I woke up and she wasn't there because she went to the couch to watch TikToks. Most stressed I've ever been in my entire life.
I also remember when I was really excited about the PS3, I would have multiple dreams where I got a PS3 and then woke up excited to play it only to discover that it was a dream. I was sad.
But you have a PS4 though.
David, this was back in middle school.
Yeah, but now you have a PS4, so dream acquired.
Now I have a PS5.
PS5 is pretty great.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
So is ZZ Digital, who asks favorite wave changer from Star Force. If you haven't done Star Force, that's understandable, and this may be discarded. So Jordan, I can't answer this question. I just figured you could.
I can't. I haven't played Star Force.
Nice. Sorry, ZZ Digital.
Sorry.
That's why I had 6 questions on this list today. From Spubby, if you could have a party with any 3 flop characters, who would you go with? Bonus points including all Jump titles. So which Shonen flop characters would you actually want to hang out with? I feel an easy one is the guy from Tricks Dedicated to Witches.
Would you really want to party with him, though? He's kind of a dick.
Yeah, but he would do cool magic shit. And trans rights.
I feel like I'd almost rather have BT.
You want to party with a 12-year-old?
Oh, as opposed to a 15-year-old?
That's a pretty big difference.
I mean, we're both in our 30s. It's weird no matter what.
I think the dude from Tricks Dedicated, which was legally emancipated, he was a professional magician.
Okay, I mean, it's weird. Again, it's weird no matter what.
Why do you think he's like 16?
Because he's a Shonen Jump protagonist.
So?
I mean, with the exception of, like...
It says he's 17.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's a pretty big difference from 15 and 12.
No, that's true. BT's like 8 anyway, so no.
Yeah.
Nah, I don't know. I feel like our answers to these questions for a long time are usually, I don't know, the girl from Candy Flurry.
I was gonna say the girl from Candy Flurry.
We answer the girl from Candy Flurry all the time. Also, David, like, something I've been thinking about is that, like, last time we talked about it, you were like, her gender didn't matter. I kind of disagree. One thing I like about Candy Flurry is that, like, she is a girl. She's like a girly girl, but, like, it's fine. It's not presented as a bad thing. I think that's the thing that's cool about it. And like, so she's cool. We could have her.
How about the ghost from Kako and the False
Detective?
Detective?
The False Detective. Kako.
You just watch some movies with her.
She knows how to party.
The dude from Ayashimon, you might not survive partying with him, but you'll have a great time.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Imagine Grandpa G. That would be interesting.
Oh, no. God. That would be, that'd be terrifying.
Or the guy from Service Wars. He would make sure your apartment was pristine afterward.
No, that's pretty good. Oh, man. I'm trying to think.
All right, one more.
Jackman?
Sure.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman.
There you go. Huge Jackman.
Yep.
And finally, Redblade wants to know, which flop protagonist would it be most in character if they collected cards for Magic the Gathering, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Pokemon TCG, and Hearthstone? So we have a canon answer to one of these.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
We have 1.5 canon answers.
We can't do that, though, for Wizard Soul. It's too obvious. So,
I was thinking about how Shigemaru literally plays Yu-Gi-Oh!
That's true. I don't think about that.
All right, so then let's talk which Shonen flop protagonist would actually play Magic the Gathering.
The guy from Neolation.
I was thinking that I could see BT playing it.
Yeah.
He's a little too smart for, like, Pokemon.
You think so?
Maybe.
I would kind of say Pokemon just because he's 8 years old.
Yeah, that's fair.
And because he would definitely be down for some kind of TCG. I feel like he'd be good at like tricking kids to get into trading him like their Charizard.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. I bet the dude from Fabricant 100 would play Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, and then I think the super smartphone guy would play Hearthstone.
Yeah, yeah, he played on his smartphone.
You play it on a smartphone.
All right, that all makes sense. Oh, doesn't the dude from Greens effectively played Pokemon, right?
Yeah, well, his little brother does, and he knows how to play, so yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the 9 Dragons Ball Parade guy, definitely the catcher, he definitely plays Magic.
Yes, 100%.
All right, that's why they made fun of him originally.
Yeah, it's like, you're playing Magic the Gathering. Don't you know we're all playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Now? What a nerd.
And speaking of nerds, Jordan, thank you so much for all of your hard work on the show.
Thank you, David, for everything that you do on the show and all the hard work that you put into and all the editing.
I don't know if you could have said that faster.
Thank you, David, for everything you do on the show and all the hard work you put into on the editing.
Props to Shannon for the awesome cover art. Find her online at illuminyatea. Thank you, Dylan, for assistance with editing. You can find his podcast at Anime Out of Context at animeoutofcontext.com. Thanks to Tucker and Maxie B for assistance with pronunciation, translation, other miscellaneous research. You can find us on Twitter at ShonenFlopcast, Tumblr, Shonen-Flop, and our website, shonenflop.com. We're also on Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube, wherever else you get your podcast. If you want more weekly David and Jordan content, you can find us every Friday on the Chainsaw Minute, where we talk about the latest chapter of Chainsaw Man. Find it at csn.libsyn.com or wherever you listen listen to Shonen Flop. And come join the Shonen Flop Discord. It's open to everyone, patron or not. We've got book club, we got movie night, we got an extra special book club featuring Xander Cannon, who best known for his work on Top 10 and Kaiju Max. We're going to be looking exclusively at a preview of his upcoming book Sleep. So that'll be really fun. You can find details of when that is in the Shonen Flop Discord. And if you've been enjoying the podcast and want to help us keep going, subscribe to our Patreon at patreon.com/shonenflop. Along with that warm and fuzzy feeling of helping us out, you also get access to monthly bonus episodes, including the Shonen Drop, where Jordan and I look back at the previous month's episode and open the mystery box. Jordan, what was our bonus episode this month, and what did we talk about in the mystery box?
Well, speaking of Xander Cannon, David, I made
Ooh.
you guys check out Get a Robo Go.
Go, go, go. To the polls.
Get a Robo Go to the polls. And for the mystery box, we're ranking the first 25 pieces of art.
Yeah. And if that's not enough, other perks include picking a manga for us to cover in a main episode, episodes up to a week in advance, and behind-the-scenes content like warm-up audio or recording notes. I want to read off some of our wonderful patrons. Starting with our dolphin dads, we have Glornak, Rachel, my wonderful wife. She just took me to my first ever Michelin star restaurant to celebrate my promotion, and Sean won't take me to the aquarium because he hates arrow people. What a dick. Moving on down to the ravioli tier, where you get wonderful weekly pictures of my goblin dog Ravioli. She was the highlight of the Halloween party. We have Chris, Eva, Jeanette, Lady T, Matt, Scarlet Meerman, T, Tiffany, and Trevor Schechner. Moving on down to the King of the Forest, we have 090Z, Bandit Stu,
My girlfriend.
Brad, Chad, Ivan, Jacob, Justin, Kirby, Marty, Riley, Sarah, T. Wolfwood, and Tommy Boy. And then moving on down to our Galactic Ball Federation officers, we have a mid-sized sedan, Ages, Andrew, Andy, Aura, Biza, Blamumu, Brandon M, Cole, David, Dennis, James Bone, Don't Dox Me Dadderson, Drago, Drew, Dylan, Nigel, Fax, Flash Cardman, Funky Green Overdrive, Generic Man, Hey Randall, Ian McConnell, Inert Steak, Jory's Fan Letter, Keanu, Lay, Manly P. Hall, Marabara, Matt, Mike, Obscure Reference, These potatoes do go with molasses.
Man, you know something, David? The Schillinger system of music composition is such a pain in the ass. It requires all this math. I don't really understand what the fuck is going on with it.
That's rough, buddy. Resident Warhammer Nerd, Savia, Scott Fischler, Sybil, Silly Rookie, Simping for Senpai Ash, Staghorn, Taperclip, True Technician, Tucker Rotley, Wright, and ZZ Digital. And a big thank you to our Beast Children as well.
Yes, thank you. I love all of you. You're all my children.
And Jordan, anything you want to toss in?
Yeah, check out Mission Ignition. And also, hey, speaking of music, I am trying to get into video game composition. So if you're making like a fucking indie game, hit me up. I'll make, I don't know, I'll make some music for you. I'll make a song for you. And yeah, hit me up. My Discord is Dirk, damn it. And of course, you know, yeah, go ahead, please. I need to build up my portfolio.
Sounds good.
And experience.
Thank you so much for listening. Tune in next Monday for our full episode on Psych House featuring King Salamander.
This has been Jordan.
This has been David.
Keep listening to Shonen Flop. David, say it.
Keep on flopping floppers.
Bye.
Bye.